welcome to Highly Questionable. My name is Bomani Jones. This is my homeboy's Daddy Gonzalo, and this is Israel Gutierrez. Izzy, what we got on the show today?
Well, Jerry Colangelo decided to taunt the rest of the basketball-playing world.
Oh, okay, cool. That sounds fun. Let's go.
Now that Ryan Lochte has admitted to over-exaggerating his robbery story, should everybody just move on?
Okay, yes, we should move on. I would love to move on because I never wanted to give this much thought to someone with hair as ridiculous as Ryan Lochte's. However, we can't move on because he keeps on lying to us. So he sits down with NBC. They drag this thing out for about half an hour during their broadcast, and Lochte says he over-exaggerated just a little and keeps insisting that he got robbed. I realized somebody pulled a gun on him. I realized money was then exchanged. It's a robbery if they take your money. It's not a robbery if they're getting what you owe them.
I like that part where he says over-exaggerated. Like I was going to give them maybe like a Whopper Jr., but instead I gave them like a double Whopper with cheese and decided to get out of the country. Like I understand that there are details that could make it look like, hey, the Brazilian officials were exaggerating some, and perhaps it wasn't as cut and dry as we are sort of now appear it to be. However, we're talking still about four swimmers in a drunken mess and making fools out of themselves, and then for whatever reason deciding to lie about it. Doesn't look good for you regardless of those little minor details you're talking about.
Let me tell you the real moral of this story here, okay? There are a lot of lies you can tell your mom. I got robbed is as bad a lie as you could tell your mom because she's going to tell everybody that you got robbed, and this mom told a reporter, and now the world knows.
Truth is, though, he was probably even too drunk to know what happened, and it seems like when he was talking to Matt Lauer, Matt was doing a better job of explaining what happened than Ryan did. So it just goes to show you his memory probably quite fuzzy.
What should we make of the fact that Josh Brown is still employed by the NFL?
Well, to be clear, he is employed by the New York Giants. That's an important distinction because in 2015, Josh Brown was arrested for a domestic incident with his wife. The charges were later dropped, but she told police that was one of over 20 such incidents. In between then and now, when Josh Brown's been suspended a game, the Giants signed him as a free agent. Like, they knew this was going on. They had given the whole spiel about zero tolerance on domestic violence. And now this dude, a kicker, they refuse to let go of. I have no explanation for how this is working.
You have every opportunity here as the Giants or the NFL, if you want, to get ahead of this situation. You've got the domestic violence situation, which is obviously a hot button issue and very difficult to deal with. And yet with a kicker, a guy who's as disposable as anybody else on the roster, and a 37-year-old one at that, you decide to just sweep it under the rug and hope nobody notices because he is a kicker and then suspend him for one game. It flies in the face of everything you've been saying about domestic violence and your policy there. It's the wrong way to go. It looks extremely weak, and the Giants should just cut ties.
Needless to say, we noticed, right? I thought we weren't going to notice. Right, yeah.
Is Jerry Colangelo right that more basketball teams around the world need to get their act together?
Well, yes. I mean, he's right in the fact that other teams there will be one or two that crop up and come up to bite you. Australia looks like one of those teams with a Ben Simmons and a Dante Exum and a roster that already has NBA players on it. So entirely unnecessary. I'm going to guess it's one that will be on the supposed bulletin board of all these other countries.
You got to love this, though. The United States, whose act was the worst 12 years ago, has now gotten to the place where they can lecture the other. Even cooler to have dudes like Kevin Durant. They just don't make that many of them in the world, and most of them are made in the USA.
I know it's a bad word, but
You know who is the guy who has to get his act together? It's Jerry Colangelo. You know, he has to make sure that LeBron plays on all these tournaments, you know, Olympic tournaments, so he's real tired. He's real tired when it comes to the NBA, the regular season, and then he won't be able to win anything else anymore.
A brilliant strategy.
Exactly why you're not going to see LeBron do any of this again.
Should Broncos fans look forward to Paxton Lynch as their starting quarterback this season?
Are we really about to do this? This is what Denver walked themselves into, however, by starting a training camp with Mark Sanchez on top of the depth chart. We're going to ask about the first-round pick. And here's the first-round pick, a classic example of an executive taking a guy because he reminds me a bit of myself, right?
Oh, look at that escapability.
Right. Big, mobile,
Down to the 22.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got a little more.
Another
Now
rollout.
remember, this is a fake football game.
Lynch throws.
Got it right there. Oh, he's not finished, is he? Look at that.
Look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Those 3 plays right there were better than anything Peyton Manning did all of last year, and they won a Super Bowl. So congratulations, Denver. You're about to win another Super Bowl. You've potentially got an MVP right there. Paxton Lynch looks like a really good quarterback. I know it's a preseason. It's a lot of exaggeration. But he had another throw that wasn't even in there. It was a big boy throw, getting hit and down the sideline, dropped it right in the bucket. I mean, that guy looks like he's got some potential. Anything other than Mark Sanchez seems like an upgrade.
I wish I'd seen that play you were talking about, because all the ones they showed did not involve throwing the ball very far. Like, very good for him that he threw them without the other team getting them, because that's a very difficult thing for the young guys. But if he's their starting quarterback, here's what you have to remember. Jared Goff went number 1, and I don't think anybody who's seen him thinks that's a guy that's ready to start on day 1. You really think that this dude would slip this far in the draft if he was going to be ready to play day 1 as an NFL starter? Don't do it. You got a chance of ruining him.
Hey, I'm not giving up on Sanchez yet. You know, he was a spark plug there. You know, before he fumbled, you know, he was 9 out of 10. So he has what it takes. You know, I'm telling you, he's a fighter. He knows how to fight back. Mark Sanchez. You know, I think that's the future of the Broncos.
You don't even believe that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Future of the Broncos, 6-10.
Are you convinced Conor McGregor is a better fighter than Nate Diaz after UFC 2002?
I'm not convinced he's a better fighter. I'm convinced he went into this fight with a better strategy. I'm convinced he went into this fight better conditioned, and he still nearly lost because Nate Diaz, I wouldn't even call him a fighter so much as I would call him some sort of a combination of a robot and a zombie who chose this for a living, because that guy, it's amazing that he's ever lost before. It feels like he cannot feel anything that Conor is doing to him, and that's just because Conor's smaller.
All right, UFC 202, by the way, though it often does feel like we're at UFC 2002. This is really UFC 202. And the thing about Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, really Conor McGregor and anybody, it doesn't matter whether you think he's the better fighter. The fact that he thinks he's the better fighter, no matter who he's talking about, even people twice his size, that's what gets you to come in and decide to watch this. At least it does for me, because I don't give a damn about none of these dudes in this UFC, except that one, because he's funny.
Oh, I think that Dana White is a good businessman, boy. I can see another rematch. And after that, another rematch. And after that, another rematch. And the rematch is we keep coming in. Every 6 months, there's going to be a rematch. Maybe every 4 months, you know. It's a lot of money involved in this deal, buddy.
And then the next thing you know, it'll be UFC 2002.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable. My Son's TV show is presented by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. Modelo Especial. Time to play the game that is feeling a little randy today. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if this is an effective form of protest?
All right, we're going out to wrestling at the Olympics, which is not to be confused with wrestling, which was on SummerSlam last night. But we got a wrestler from Mongolia, one from Uzbekistan. We're toward the end, and, well, it got a little...
Is this like a protest thing that they do in Mongolia? Or because if they do, we need to bring this here to the States, because I can imagine at least 15 coaches that would be absolutely hilarious protesting by stripping their clothes off in the middle of a field.
Yeah, but I can't think, no, we don't want any coaches in our American sports taking off their pants, because that is what happened here, is one of the dudes took his pants off.
That call was really bad, awful, you know? I'm telling you, I'm going to protest it right now.
No,
That's right now. I'm going to protest it right now.
Please don't.
Right now, for everybody to
Change the call.
Do you question if this play deserves to be celebrated?
Yeah, we're told we got a tweet from one of the Golden State Warriors. Here you go.
JaVale McGee. Oh, no, still. Oh. Oh.
That's not a failure.
I just want to know how it is that A, JaVale McGee has picked out like we the only people who laugh at him, and B, like he didn't just do that to some dude who works at UPS.
And
right?
C, like, oh yeah, he plays for the Golden State Warriors now. Totally forgot about that.
JaVale, you seem like a nice guy, but my hands are tied. Roll the tape.
Oh, wow.
Oh, now these are the JaVale McGee highlights we're familiar with.
I mean, to be fair, he had to consider that doing this was only going to lead to this big run again, right? Like, you gotta think this one step ahead, my brother.
Like, it's classic. It's just the fact that he is a 7-footer that can play in this league despite not knowing how to play the sport is crazy
Because he's
impressive.
wildly talented.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the Team USA pipeline for a while.
Just doesn't know which direction to run.
Do you question if Tyler deserves to be ridiculed?
Apparently, they're pulling a prank on Tyler. Honestly, I believe that these pranks entitle you to punch somebody else in the face. What are they doing to Tyler?
Hey, Tyler. Tyler, come here for a second. Can you help me? Yeah. Ooh. Give me those snips.
I got a shirt kind of like that.
I need you to snip it. No. Actually, right there.
Like,
No,
the
no,
fact
right
that they're choosing to play this trick on Tyler should tell you that, like, Tyler should never be the person you ask to do this.
I'm sorry. Is his last name Lochte? Because that has to be the dumbest potential prank victim I've ever seen in my life.
Question number 2, has he figured out what happened? Right? Like, is he going to see this and perhaps now it'll finally dawn on him?
That was even worse than the Russian soldier.
Oh, yeah, you remember this one? Oh, I forgot you don't work here. To be fair, the soldier couldn't see, like, what was happening. He should have been able to figure it out, but he couldn't see it.
He's just marveling at the neck strength of his fellow
Yes.
Russian soldier.
I'd have told a horrible joke about that if I were him. By the way, I feel like the real issue here is somebody get these boys a cable television. Or at least a deck of cards. Something.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami.
Net. The 3-6 show no love, put some hurt on the trick.
I'm busting through the crowd while with my hand on a cannon. Be quick to put 2 up and yeah, like who man is standing.
Tear the club up.
Tear the
Tear the
club
club up.
Tear the club up. Tear the club up. Tear the club up. Show is presented by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. Time to play the game that moonlights as an exotic dancer. See? Or no?
You tell us what to watch on TV tonight, we'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On Sun Sports, Red Sox and Rays.
You know, I was just about to start caring about baseball after the Olympics. Then I realized I had to start getting my mind into football mind frame. Sorry about that. Anyway, check out Justin Upton. He plays for the Tigers. Here he is against Boston. He's hitting .228, and he hit that about, well, not as far as I thought it was going to be.
What was that catch attempt?
I don't
It just
know.
looked like a jumping jack against the wall, like he wasn't even near the baseball.
Yeah, like there's so much here. How is he only on second base?
Oh,
He's sure that was gone. Oh, my bad.
I think that's the first unnecessary trot I've ever seen where he was watching the ball the whole time and it still wasn't a home run. That's embarrassing.
So you're intrigued or not? Like,
I am not intrigued. I am not intrigued.
There we go. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because I'm telling you, the race, they're out about 15 games, from first place. But they're expecting a big crowd tonight, buddy. They're expecting about 150 people on the stand. It's going to set the record, Last time they only got about 7 or 8 people, but tonight's going to be a crowd breaker.
Double the amount of crowd.
That's right.
Double.
That's one of those jokes you can't really tell when you're in, Miami.
In Florida, Gulfstream Park horse racing.
Oh, that's right close. I'm not too intrigued because I don't really mess around in Broward County like that. But the horse here is Fallen Leaf. Fallen Leaf.
A stretch of 2 to Brahms Cat as they run
I don't know which one of them is Fallen Leaf.
Cuts the corner and opens up. On the outside, Philly Mignon tries to track her down with 1/8 of a mile to go. Crystal Avalanche is all in. Then Aquamini, Brahms Cat, and running on late is Paso Mancha. Inside the final furlong, Fallen Leaf. Fallen Leaf is sharp in victory. No antics of any kind except speed, and there we go.
Oh!
Fallen Leaf, it had enough.
Got up to win it as Fallen Leaf ducked right at the wire there, and 56 and 4. Hold all tickets, please.
Does it count if the jockey's not on top of the horse?
What does it say about us as human beings if that shot ends with that little man rolling around in the grass and all we're over here doing is laughing? Izzy, are you intrigued?
I mean, not at all. There is a place right by there, though, called the Yard House. Sells a whole lot of beer, so I'd be intrigued by that, but not by that.
All right, Poppy, you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Ring. Hey, Juanito, buddy, good job. I knew they were going to come through, buddy. I know that right there, you made it happen. You're numero uno in my hit parade, Juanito. Nice going.
Are you familiar with Juanito?
Juanito's the bookie, I believe.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
Hey, is the jockey okay? It looked like he was in pain there. Was he? Is he okay? Did he get up okay? Yeah, I didn't see the stretcher. Oh, okay, fine.
The fake concern, I think, is probably the best part of his peculiar relationship with his bookie, where they win money together.
On CNBC, adventure capitalists.
All right, let's see this. It's supposed to be like Shark Tank for the outdoors, but again, with no actual sharks.
Monday, August 22nd. Get way outside the boardroom.
And investing risk is just a buzzword. People aren't going in the ocean, diving with sharks, climbing to the top of mountains.
I want to have fun and invest in companies that get people outside.
This is not just an investment show. You have to prove your product.
We're out there in the wild testing our products hands-on.
Good time.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
We take risk, we embrace it, and we invest in it.
This is one big adventure.
Adventure Capitalist. Series premiere August 22nd, CNBC.
Yeah, I'll give it a look. I'm fascinated by shows full of things you'd never catch me dead doing. Israel, are you intrigued?
I'm not really intrigued by that. I am happy to see that Jeremy Bloom has found something to do with his career. I had no idea where he was.
The dude that played in Colorado.
Yeah. No idea where he
Forgot
was.
he ever existed. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Well, I'm always intrigued. If there are people making money, I like that. I like that very much. Let's see if I can get some tips. Maybe I can make a big splash now on my way out.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Your way out?
Yeah, I mean, on my way out.
You're a little too old to be using that kind of language, buddy. Because if you're out of here, so are the rest of us.
Yeah,
and I want you to live, but I also want to eat.
Dan would blame us.
On NBC, Running Wild with Bear Grylls.
So apparently Julianne Hough is on there. I don't know anything about her. They say she was on Dancing with the Stars, but unlike Izzy, I'm not married, so I've never watched any of these television shows. What do we have here?
Elephant dunk.
That is a massive dropping.
Is that her?
I mean, this being this fresh, if you had to, you get the juice out of that.
She can dance.
And that would hydrate you. I've done that before.
That
Have you
very
really?
moment.
Yeah.
When she's
I mean, look how much you get out.
Whoa.
You know? Elephant dunk. There you go. Save your life.
Yummy.
Okay, you hold that. Or even better, you hold that.
Perfect.
Okay, squeeze. Hold it right up.
Oh, we're squeezing it in.
Squeeze. Hold the hand up. There you go.
This is great.
Squeeze.
The poop was actually hot.
Okay, last bit. Here we go.
There's nothing quite like just squeezing
Don't drink that.
green, runny poop through my fingers.
We keep filling this out.
No.
I don't know why Bear put it in the canteen.
I do.
Another cup full of that, and we'll be good to go.
All right, so if I die and you put on my tombstone, he wouldn't eat the elephant dung. I feel like that's a noble death. Israel, are you intrigued?
I mean, Wow, dancing has never looked like a better career option for me than right now.
Bobby, are you intrigued?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. What happened? Is that right?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm telling you. Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I want to see what is she going to do afterwards? You know, is she going to be able to digest all that good stuff? It's full of protein, I understand.
No, you don't understand. I just had to tell it to you. It took you like 3 seconds before you realized what was going on.
But then he was really excited about watching it for that split second.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
All right, it's me and Izzy all week long. We'll see if Dan gets Wally pipped.
We'll see you mañana.
It's good to have you back.
Look at that. Look at that guy. Got me right off the bat. Right off the bat.
Iggy.
I will say this time, though, he held my right arm there, so I couldn't have pulled away if I wanted to.
He's so proud of himself. That's the best part.